Hi, I'm Matt Hill and welcome to this video. And this one's entitled One-to-One Strength, Your Basic Requirements. And so this one introduces the 5 pillars of Systema. And the key way to think about these is not to think of them as exercises, but to think of them as movements, basic human movements. And so what I'm going to show you is a couple of ways to do them. So first of all, we'll take the first one, which is the push-up. Although we talk about it as a push-up, it's really just getting down to the floor and getting back up off the floor. And if you think of it that way, you'll think of it in a much more natural, healthy way. So when we first think about doing the push-up, there's a couple of things we're looking for, and that's common across all 5 of these basic movements. And the first thing is, can you move through your full range smoothly? So the full range on this one is, can I lower down, nose to the floor, and push back up? Don't need to do, a great amount of these. You can, of course, but really the key is, first test, can you do one? Then the check is, can you do one and breathe smoothly the whole time? So the second part, and in Systema, as its base is as a martial art, so I'm going to do it on the fists. So here we're going to lower down and we're going to go slower. So you can really test yourself on this, and you can take 10 seconds to go down, 30 seconds. You can even do a minute down and a minute up, which will really test you. And the great thing is you only need to do one. So it would be quite boring if I spent a long time going down, but I'm just going to give you an idea. So the key is to go smoothly through the range and to breathe. And the next thing we need to think about is, can you move? Can you move your shoulders? Can you move your legs, your hips? Or is your body locked up? So you notice there we had all 3 things working. I went fully through my range, just without using any assisted support. I was checking my breathing the whole way to check it wasn't held, and I checked for a relaxed mobility in the body. So those 3 things on all of them. So the next one is a sit-up. And again, think of this as a natural movement. So it's not kind of a sit-up as an exercise, but just sitting back in bed at night, waking up in the morning and sitting yourself up. But the same things matter. Unsupported, so without using the elbows or the hands, without the legs coming up, can I sit back and can I sit up again? So if we do it slow, I'm checking for mobility, checking my breathing, all the way down, all the way up. So the third one then, we're going to do a leg raise. So for this one, in the beginning you can put the hands under the bum just to give your lower back some support. If you become practiced in it, then you can put the hands just by the sides, or you can put the arms out wherever as needed. So here we're going to have a slight bend in the knees, and then we're going to slowly raise the legs. And then as you come back over, see if you can roll the spine smoothly out, keeping the head and shoulders on the floor. You've got a mobility in the body, nothing's locked up. And then over time it should become a very smooth, relaxed movement. Okay, then the fourth one is the squat. So here we're checking that with the feet flat, so heels flat on the floor, knees and feet shoulder width apart, and we're going to check if we can just lower ourselves down and raise ourselves back up. So the posture's good, back straight, chest open, back nice and relaxed. And as I go down, just notice the knees. So they don't come in or go out. The feet don't pronate or supinate. Back stays nice and straight. And the arms aren't involved in the movement. So nicely down, and then coming back up. And we're through. So key points, feet stay flat. Ideally do this barefoot, so that you really check yourself, because even a heel gives you a bit of an advantage. So barefoot, back straight, arms not involved. Sit down. And back up. So then the final one is probably going to be the hardest for most people, and that's going to be an overhand grip pull-up. So you can use anything, you know, maybe you've got a pull-up bar or the branch of a tree or like a climbing frame, anything is good. But a couple of keys. So the great thing about this movement, it not only checks your ability to raise your body weight, but doing it from an overhand grip has a couple of good purposes. The first one, it's functional and practical. You know, if you ever had to pull yourself out of a burning building, you know, through an open window, or get over a wall to escape something, or pull yourself out of after falling into a river or falling in somewhere, then this is what you do. It would be an overhand grasp. Also, this resets all of the shoulder and the back area, and checks it for good health. So it's called a brachial grip. So you're just going to first of all go into what we call a passive hang. So this is an active hang where the muscles hold. This is a passive hang where you really relax all of the shoulders, all of the back, the elbows, the wrists. It's just the fingers really that are doing the work of holding yourself on. And then from there, pull yourself up. And down. And this is your survival movement, you know. Can you pull yourself up, you know, your own body weight, and escape or get away from something? So there's all 5 movements: the push-up, the sit-up, the squat, the leg raise. But think of them as movements, not exercises. You know, the push-up is getting down to the ground, getting back up. You know, the sit-up is sitting back, just sitting up. The leg raise, the ability to bring the legs over, go into a roll if you need, and the squat, the ability to stand without using the hands. Okay.